Hello everyone, Jesse Webb, Traders Pro. Market conditions remaining bullish in a bull market currently, and just retracing some of that overall uptrend that we've had over the last week or two. So more than likely going to continue to see some consolidation here on this move today. And let's take a look at buy-sell ratio. Actually moved back to less than 1.87. Not surprising with a little volatility right here. We'll watch to see how things end up progressing today. There are a few other charts here that I want to go through and show you. The sentiment here also pulling back. On the indexes, if we take a look at indexes, we're seeing we did see the SHY, the 1 to 3 year Treasuries, start pulling back a little bit, but we're up that current support area right here, that 236, that momentum zone, which is down in this range to the downside. It's up on the upper range to the upside, but we're going to be testing that level on short-term bonds today. In fact, we're going to be testing that level on a lot of different things today, and we'll go through and look at some of those charts. We're seeing S&P 500. While we're here, let's just jump in and look at that. We've pulled back on this time frame. I'm actually going to refresh this and pull this into a little bit longer time frame. On this 1 year time frame, testing this 439 level, which we had talked about. We're still in that upper momentum zone. We had some selling yesterday, but this next level, this 439, there's a lot of resistance here. We've made that trip back to that area pretty quickly. So a possible retest all the way back down to 426 is certainly a possibility, but there is a little rung right here on this line, this 433 line, that could prove to hold up and find a little bit, a little support on the S&P 500 right here. And we'll see how that ends up playing out. If we go in and look at some of those other market indexes here on the ETFs, we saw the Russell 2000, these small cap, these are continuing to struggle right here. If we look at this so it's obviously in a 1 year time frame, we're seeing that small cap in a significant downtrend, and it's retraced now all the way back up to that 382, and then moving all the way back down to here. It's kind of hard to see on that, but now we're getting this formation. What we want to see here, ideally, we would see a little bit of a support area. We're probably back to that 50% area from this high to this low, about halfway back on Russell 2000. So let's see if we can get some support right here. If we can and start to move this direction, that'll create that bottoming pattern on Russell 2000. If we could get small cap to engage here, we may see some continuation, but this is a little bit concerning on the leading side to see more downside on small caps. But that being said, this is also a bullish formation if we can get some support right here at this area. We're also seeing sectors that is moving back down a little bit. We saw all those trends up to green, and now half of them have moved back down again. So a little bit of retracement back here in the markets once again to be aware of. Let's see what some of the commodities are doing. Gold had been in a really nice uptrend, pulling back a little bit, and still has some decent amount of upside potential here. Now pulling back off that support. Typically, when you see an uptrend, it happens that fast, it's going to have some kind of a retracement or a pullback. So we're now back at a support level on gold, and that should prove to still be constructive for this overall trend. Let's take a look at a couple of stocks here in the new buy list. TAST, this has been a nice mover last year, had some earnings and had a big gap. Nice continuation. I hate the gaps because they leave us in the dust right here sometimes, unless we're trying to trade it overnight. But in this case, we get a gap. We'll watch to see if we get some continuation on that. It's a nice looking chart pattern. It has been for the last year or so. See if we get some follow through on TAST. And let me just refresh and go to our list here. I'm going to just start this over again here. TAST and VRT. This is a stock that's been sitting up here. It keeps going from hold to buy, back and forth again, but in that relatively tight zone, also up in that upper momentum zone. That was number 2 list. Then we had number 3, which was Meta, Facebook parent company, Instagram parent company. These guys are continuing to click pretty well. They had a massive run this last year, and from $100 all the way back up to $300. So these guys are figuring out where their overall direction in that overall uptrend, in that overall momentum zone sitting here. May get some continuation on Meta. Let's see, let's go through a couple of other things. There was a couple other notes that I had that I wanted to review, and I can't remember what they were actually. So we will take a look. We talked about sectors, we went over commodities. Let's look at oil. That's one that we skipped over here and see. Oil has had now, in this 1 year time frame, retraced all the way back to that 50%. Oil is now sitting at this extreme. This is a good thing for the economy, at least for the those that are having to spend on oil and gas and petroleum type products. A pullback here. Watch for this support area around this 50. It's oversold now to that extreme level to where we could get a bounce. Moving higher. Let's take a look at ETFs. We haven't looked at those for a little while to see if there's anything interesting here. And let's go into the new buy list. That sugar ETF keeps pulling in here. So this is CANE, which is a ETF for the commodity sugar. And so you can see sugar in this overall uptrend. That's an interesting price pattern, that the price of sugar keeps continuing to go higher as well. And we're seeing uranium. This has also been a sector, this uranium and nuclear, that has been in this upper range, this upper trend now for the last little while, and we're seeing URA. In fact, one of the stocks I did a post on the articles page was uranium. It was CCJ. This is Cameco. These guys are also uranium in the uranium mining world, and a pullback into that momentum zone 236 and some support in that retest and a possible confirmation bar on CCJ. Keep an eye on that one as well if you're looking to add additional basic materials or mining stocks into your portfolio. That'll do it for today's update. If you don't have full access to the site and software, you can sign up with the link below, and we look forward to having you have a fantastic day today.